the story of the tortoise and the hare. Though the rabbit was much more physically equipped to win the race, the turtle actually was more spiritually equipped. And I like the way that the King Solomon's words are spoken from that same scripture in Ecclesiastes in the Living Word translation. Let me just read it to you. It says, this is Solomon talking. He said, I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race. Right. And the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. And the wise sometimes go hungry, and the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful lives. Right. So it just seems to me that the things that got into the rabbit's way were things that would cause him to get off course. Things that would be distractions for him. Yes. So it was the distractions that caused him to lose, not because of his ability, because he could have run the race with his eyes closed. He could have run the race, come back and run it again and won it again if it was just on his physical ability. But it takes more than just the physical to help you win this race. That's right. Now, again, he's losing the race because of distractions. Yes. Distractions coming up. I wanted to title the message today. Here's the title of the message. Run in the opposite direction. Yep. Can I get it title again? Run in the opposite direction. That's today's title for the message. Let me tell you why that's the title of the message today. Because it has to do with the distractions that we see coming up as we run the race. Let me tell you some of the distractions, the things that get people off course in this life race. First one, other people's opinions. That's right. I just said it. Other people's opinions. And I just want to stop right there and say something. Can I take a break? While I'm taking a break, y'all tell your neighbor to run. Y'all tell them like it's urgent. Yeah, you just saved a life. You didn't even know it. I felt it in the spirit. Just saved that life. So whoever spoke that word to you, I want you to hear that next time you come up on a distraction. Other people's opinion. Let me tell you this. I know it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that sometimes there are people who don't want to come to church consistently. Yep. Is that evident? So, and if I am a pastor, and if I seem to be having a challenge in that area getting people to church, let me tell you another place where I don't have a challenge, getting people to come to the theater. Since people want to go to the theater, then I have to go to the theater and preach. So when I'm doing the production of Resurrection, it is not a production. It is a church service, and I am preaching my sermon that you wouldn't come to church to hear, so I came to the theater to preach the message. Amen? And so, in one of the dances, I'm talking about being distracted by other people's opinions. In one of the dances that's coming up that you guys will get to see, it's one of the new ones that God gave us. Y'all know somebody, I want to tell you that part. I want you to be surprised when you come see it. But this part I'll tell you. We'll be doing one of the dances based on the scripture, Son of the Little Children. And the little children are going to be dancing. And when they leave stage, one of the little kids is going to stay on the stage alone. And as she stays on the stage alone, then she's going to go back and she's going to dance and interaction with Jesus. Well, somebody came to me yesterday with an opinion. And they said to me, why don't you, let me tell you, those words get me. Now, why don't you consider, instead of having her there alone, letting all the kids get together so that she won't be on stage by herself? Well, the thing is, you don't know why, first of all, I chose that particular child to be on stage alone. Because you don't know that particular child's testimony. You don't know that 10-year-old little girl had to face watching her father, her natural daddy, die. And all summer long, when I did summer camp, once a week, that same 10-year-old little girl would have an emotional breakdown. And I didn't understand why, but the other children around her knew that her daddy had died. They said, Miss Pat, she's crying because her daddy died. And so when she is doing this dance, I needed this little child. It's really therapeutic for her to understand what it's like to be alone, or at least feel like you're alone. Because sometimes when it seems like you're alone, sometimes Jesus is the only person that you can go back and really talk to. That's the real message that I'm trying to get. It's not about a dance. That's why the poster say, don't miss the point. So I don't need your opinion on this one. Don't get me off course, the course that God put me on. Other people's opinions, they will distract you and get you off course of what you know God has called you to do. Don't let them do it. Stay on course. And when you hear them speaking, run in the opposite direction. Run. Now let me see what I put on the page.